Hey guys, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 bringing to you another edition of the Supergirl Season 5 review series, and today I'm going to be talking about episode 6 called Confidence Women, and I have to say this was a decent follow-up to episode 5. I really enjoyed this one a lot, and there was a little bit of everything going on. We got to learn more about Rip Raw, his connection with William Day, among other things. We're also learning more about what Lena Luthor is up to, and Andrea Rojos' connection to the Leviathan. So overall this was a pretty good episode. I liked this a lot, as I said. So with that all said, let's get into this. Let's talk about episode 6, Confidence Women. So this episode opens up with Rip Raw being detained at the DEO, and William is brought in to try and reach out to Rip Raw, aka Russell, who used to be his friend, in the hopes of trying to find out who he is actually working for. But there is one slight problem. The technology that is strapped to him cannot be removed and is now essentially a part of him, and it is explained that if any of this technology is removed from him, he could possibly die. So it essentially means that the machine and the man are one and the same. Kind of like Metallo in some ways. Depends on who you ask, but that's how it comes across to me. But this was a really good episode, and they try to use the Truth Seeker on Rip Raw, but it doesn't work. At this time, the DEO is infiltrated by a mysterious, shadowy villain dressed all in black, very ninja, if I do say so myself, and the DEO try to detain this mystery villain as this person tries to get away, and it turns out that this mystery person in black is none other than Andrea, but she goes by the name Karata. Shortly after, Andrea then shows up at Lena's lab, seeking her help to break into the DEO. She reveals to Lena that she knows who is behind the tidal wave and that she actually works for them, but she can't reveal who this is because if she does reveal this information, they will kill her. They also want her to kill Rip Raw, but she doesn't want to do that. She wants Lena's help to get to Rip Raw and appeals to their friendship. Lena says they aren't friends, aren't like they used to be. And the next thing we get is probably one of the best scenes of this episode, and I think this is the first actual time. I mean, maybe some of you guys might refresh my memory, maybe I might have to go back on a few episodes, but I believe this is the first actual time that we get more of an insight into Lena Luthor's background and her backstory. So this was a really good scene and I really enjoyed this a lot. We get a really cool flashback 15 years ago at a boarding school, and we learn that Lena and Andrea used to be friends in boarding school. I know Lena did mention, I think maybe the last season, or I don't know, might have been a previous season, I'm not sure which one, but Lena did mention that she was sent to boarding school, so it's really cool we're getting to see more of that story being told. So Lena and Andrea both become friends over the fact that they've both been ditched by their parents. Very interesting. And they end up at a party where they continue to bond and drink underage. Naughty girls. And they have a mutual love for Titanic. Hey, what can I say really? Titanic was great. It made huge stars out of Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio. What's not to love about Titanic? But anyway, Lena also tells Andrea a story about the medallion of Akrata, something her mother had always been obsessed with. We're going to learn more about this. So we fast forward to another flashback, but this time about 5 years ago. Lena is with Lex where he reveals his plans for Luthor Corps, and he essentially fires Lena for not agreeing to help him kill Superman. Typical Lex Luthor, always obsessing over Superman. Nothing ever changes, even in his younger days. So in her home, Andrea finds out that her father has to serve the majority of the obsidian because competitors are beating them at every turn. She and Lena meet up, and Lena reveals that she's found the one thing Lex needs to kill Superman and plans to stop him by getting to it first. It turns out to be none other than, wait for it, the Medallion of Akrata. So this is what it's been all about from the beginning. This is what Lex Luthor has been obsessed with. So Lena asks Andrea for her help, and of course she agrees, and they go on a quest to find this medallion. And Andrea falls into this hidden pit and is approached by an old man in the pit and is recruited by the Leviathan. If she takes the medallion, they will save her father. Reluctantly, Andrea agrees to do so and is instructed to keep it on her always, and someday the Leviathan will come for her when they need her. Interesting. Lena makes it into the pit just then, but finds the medallion is long gone, and she is absolutely devastated, not realising that Andrea has it already. Later, Andrea looks at the medallion when she gets the news that Lord's technology fails, prompting Obsidian to succeed. So, from what we've understand, the Leviathan have already approached Andrea years before and say to her that when the time comes, we'll need your help. So she's already in with them, so that makes it more and more interesting, to say the least. So then we get to 4 years, and Lex is arrested, and Lena goes to London with her boyfriend Jack and reconnects with Andrea, only to see her wearing, oh boy, the medallion. Lena realises her friend took it, and it ends their friendship because of Andrea's betrayal. So this is very early on why Lena has never trusted anyone, because of Andrea betraying her, which is understandable, and this obviously sends the hatred for Kara to a whole new level because Lena feels that she's been betrayed all over again. So in some ways Lena's anger is kind of justified, but I wouldn't really put Kara in the same league as Andrea, because at least Kara has never kept anything from her in that sense. True, she didn't tell her that she was Supergirl, but she's never kept anything important like that. So for me, I'm on Team Supergirl all the way. So this is a really good episode so far. So we're getting to see more and more about Andrea and Lena's history, and we also get into more about why Lena is the way she is. So yeah, this has really been good stuff so far. I'm really liking this. So as we move along here, Lena becomes more and more obsessed with wanting to stop Lex Luthor and actually doing something good for the world. So this drives her to leave her partner Jack, and she goes to National City to try and redeem the Luthor name because of what Lex has done. Elsewhere, Andrea has a drink with William's friend Ray, and I believe this is their date, or this might be the first time they've actually dated officially. So as we move forward, we also see Lena and Kara's friendship develop, and we also see the evolution of Andrea and Russell's relationship grow. But then the Leviathan shows up and drafts Andrea into their service, making her kill someone for them, or they'll ensure her father's suicide. What evil SOBs. She's instructed to use the medallion, and it turns her into Akrata, and then she kills the man just as instructed. Russell then finds the medallion while Andrea showers, and the Leviathan shows up. To save his life, Andrea convinces the Leviathan to bring him in, and while she watches, they turn him into Rip Raw. So now we learn what's really happened to Russell. So he was never dead, he was turned into Rip Raw at the hands of the Leviathan. So as we move forward in time to Lex Luthor revealing Supergirl's identity to Lena, and it brings Andrea and Lena back into contact as Lena decides to use Andrea as part of her plan to get at Kara by getting Andrea to buy Catco. I have to say, maybe Lena might be the smartest Luthor in the family. Lex certainly has competition, to say the least. So we fast forward to the present and we see Andrea open up about the medallion and shows her how it works. Lena agrees to help her. Meanwhile, at the DEO, Rip Raw tells Supergirl about the Leviathan and what they're up to. At this point, Lena stages an emergency for Supergirl and incepts the DEO and Akurata gets in. So Lena was the one behind her breaking in. Supergirl arrives on the scene, but Akurata takes Rip Raw with her. At Lena's demands, Lena demands that the medallion from Andrea. She incepts Russell and uses that to force Andrea to give it to her. Supergirl informs everybody at the DEO about the Leviathan news and that Rip Raw has escaped. Meanwhile, the Leviathan kills Russell and tells Andrea she can never escape the darkness, and Lena has the medallion translated, and that is Leviathan, and that's how the episode ends. So, I have to say, overall, this was a really good episode. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I thought it was a very good episode. We got to learn more about Lena's backstory. We got to learn more about her and her Andrea's relationship progressed, how they met each other in boarding school, among other things. So this was a very good episode. I really liked this a lot. So with that all said, I'm going to leave this here for you guys. What did you think of episode 6? Did you like it? Was there anything you didn't like? What's your thoughts about how Lena has grown into the person that she is now? Do you think some of it is justified or not? You know what to do, guys. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all next time. Till then, take care everybody.